Calaroga Shark Media.
Happy New Year! I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news from Yahoo. Kevin Hart is taking legal action over cheating allegations made by a former assistant. The assistant made these allegations in an interview with YouTuber Tasha K. Hart's complaint was filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court and obtained by People magazine. The complaint centers on an online interview between Hart's former personal assistant and YouTuber Tasha K. The assistant worked for Hart's company from August. The interview includes allegations from the former assistant that Kevin Hart had an affair at his office. She also claimed that she told Hart's wife that Kevin was cheating on her and that the comedian had a gambling problem. A preview from the conversation was captioned, "The interview that Kevin Hart will wish never came out." The document alleges that in November, someone affiliated with Tasha K contacted a representative of Hart, informing them that the interview would be damaging to Hart's reputation. The individual stated that Tasha K would publish the interview unless Kevin Hart paid a ransom of $250,000. Hart contacted the police and issued a cease and desist order. It cited an NDA between Kevin Hart and the assistant. In 2022, musician Cardi B won a libel case against Tasha K, whom the rapper accused of making malicious claims against her. Let's stop off at Gossip Corner. According to Page 6, Chris Rock and TV personality Amber Rose were spotted hanging out in New York City last week. Page 6 reports that Chris Rock and Amber Rose were all smiles during their quote-unquote stroll, and then made their way back to Chris Rock's apartment. Page 6 says the couple did not show any signs of PDA and noted that the nature of their relationship is unknown. People are mad at Amy Schumer again. She named her top film of 2023. She picked the movie The Zone of Interest. That is a movie about a commandant at the Auschwitz concentration camp. There was also a wacky rumor last week that Amy Schumer had been hospitalized after falling down the stairs. Not true at all. I don't know if you saw this video. There's some sort of TikTok trend where you do stuff on stairs. I don't know. I'm an old man. It's all stupid to me. Anyway, I've seen the video. In it, you see a blonde woman dressed in a black long-sleeve top, leggings, and white socks bouncing sideways up a set of wooden stairs. Then the woman falls down the stairs. Some people said it was Amy Schumer. The caption was, "Amy Schumer hospitalized after attempting TikTok trend. Sources say she's in critical condition. It was viewed over 13 million times. It is not Amy Schumer." The gang at the AV Club apparently didn't like Ricky Gervais' new special as much as I did. It made my top 23 of the year. They wrote, "Ricky Gervais isn't David Brent from The Office. He's worse." The AV Club writes, "Ricky Gervais' latest Netflix special finds a new low for the once revolutionary comedian. Ricky Gervais no longer does comedian, he does grievance." 2 minutes into his latest hour-long outrage bait for Netflix, Armageddon, he's talking about the backlash he generates and how he's putting woke in his Twitter bio. Later, amid ad-libbing about Chinese people eating dogs, taking an applause break for saying that white people invented the N-word, and bragging about his 9 bathrooms, he cries out, "F my legacy." Today, Gervais starts jokes with "in my day" and ends them with "two genders." Alone on stage, it's hard to imagine the types of people Gervais targets. A parade of straw men, women, and children populate Gervais's flights of fancy, but offer no truth. These are just jokes, Gervais reiterates, and therefore don't have to make sense, or in the case of his musty Michael Jackson material, even be relevant. They simply have to garner a wave of laughter and applause at the idea that white able-bodied people are really the victims and all this treat people with respect nonsense. I don't think the folks at the AV Club understood Ricky's special. It's pretty funny. What do you want a comedy special to be? Like, what are we going to do? Get up and do climate change jokes for an hour? I don't know what people want from a stand-up comedian. Jim Gaffigan does his, I think they're weekly commentaries for CBS. In the recent one, he talked about kids' movies. Jim said, "Parenting is a series of sacrifices, financial, physical, and emotional." You know how many horrible kids' movies I've seen in the theater? Way too many. I've voluntarily driven to the theater, bought multiple tickets, and sat through absolute garbage, objectively bad movies. I didn't need to read a review. I didn't need to watch a trailer. I knew. Nobody asked themselves, I wonder if The Smurfs is any good. It's not. They tried to warn us by calling it The Smurfs. Hardest part? The self-censorship. After suffering through a movie like My Pretty Pony, any sentient being would need to turn to someone and say, "Well, that was painful." But you can't say that to an 8-year-old, so you smile and go, "Hey, what did you think?" Yeah, I hope they make another one too. Vulture wrote about the rise of crowd work. They even have a photo captioned 3 of the most notable anti-crowd work comedians. They are Kyle Kinane, Marc Maron, and Joe Pera. In an October episode of Pete Holmes' podcast, You Made It Weird, Pete was speaking with guest Sam J about crowd work, and they agreed that they hate it and the crowds are rowdier. Sam J said, they absolutely think they're part of it now, and they're like, I'm giving you a leg up. Vulture writes, over the past year and change, comedians have gone meta with the trend by needling crowdwork's laziest tropes and satirizing crowdwork using crowdwork itself. An example, the Gary Gulman bit that I told you about yesterday. I won't do it again. Maron recently started doing some crowd work, but not before offering the caveat that his crowd work would be pure and honest and boiled down to what crowd work really is. He's a Dynasty typewriter in LA, and he starts asking audience members basic questions, then mocks their responses with intentionally juvenile insults. One tells him his name is Joshua, and that's met with a reply of, that's effing stupid. Another says he's originally from LA, and he gets a reply of, that's where we are now, stupid. Content that he's generated enough content, Marc Maron triumphantly collects his phone from the audience member and declares, there's like 3 TikTok videos. In Joe Pera's 2023 special, Slow and Steady, he pretends to engineer a spontaneous moment by abruptly asking the audience, anyone here bang? He used the F word. Pera instructs the camera operator to turn the camera around and proclaim, Chappelle would probably like that crowd work. Australian comedian Sam Campbell started doing some crowd work and asked an audience member, what is that, a jumper or what is that? They do that for another 30 seconds or so. A beat passes and Campbell declares, we've got to destigmatize crowd work. I'm trying to talk to this lady. You think I like her stupid hoodie? It's the worst hoodie I've ever seen. And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the show, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. You can support the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews, or you can send some sats my way using the Fountain app. You can find out about that in the show notes. See you tomorrow.